So what's all this about? Life comes full circle. Well, I've been retired for about a year and a half, and after living away in Queensland for over 40 years, I've now returned to Woolgoolga, my hometown, and I'm now living back in the home I grew up in. I thought it'd be a good opportunity to go and visit some of the places of my younger days and to see the changes that have occurred during that time. As with anywhere, there's always going to be some changes, but running down through the main street, the character of the place hasn't really changed that much. The surf club was relocated several years ago from its original site. The old building was not able to be repaired, and they built the new place on the old VRO site. The headland is a well-known spot for whale watching, as it is whale watching season at the moment as I record this. Parking gets quite busy. One thing it hasn't changed, thankfully, is our wonderful beach, Main Beach. It is a really great spot for swimming, and can even get a few waves here from time to time. And this is what the old surf club used to look like. Leaving the surf club car park, directly opposite is McIver Lane, and on the left, the original house was where my maternal grandparents lived, and on the right side was where my uncle and auntie lived. The red-roofed house in the centre left was the original house that Auntie Joy and Uncle John had bought and used as a holiday home, and had it removed and then built a new place. This home still exists, but it's hidden behind the extensions made by the current owners. A few blocks back from the beach, the original house on the corner beside the path that goes to the football fields, we lived in that while our shed was being built. That was back in '64 when I was 5 years old. Our home was completed around about 1966. I took a ride out to what is now Emerald Heights Estate. It was the location of our first banana plantation. I was able to find a plan of the original subdivision number 255 and our allotment number 6, and a few shots from our early days on the farm. From here it was a short ride, heading up along Morgan's Road to where our second plantation used to be. At least the old shed was still familiar to me, but after here, what used to be dirt is now bitumen for quite a way, and then there's some homes and quite a few changes. Eventually, the bitumen gave way to a gravel road. This has changed quite a bit since I was here last, as it used to be just a bush track. Coming up around this curve, things started to look a little bit familiar, but I was not 100% sure because with all the bananas gone, it just didn't look the same. Stopping here, this looked like around about where our banana shed used to be. And then looking further up towards the hill, that's where the plantation would have went to. And it obscured from view is the dam, which I believe is still there. You can see from Google Maps. This photo I took back in the early 80s from the top of the plantation, looking back down over the dam towards the packing shed. From here, I turned around and started to head my way to my next destination, where our avocados used to be. So from Morgan's Road, it was a quick run up the highway to go and take Sherwood Creek Road. Soon the realignment of the road due to the highway upgrade a few years back was done, and it was back to the more narrow road that I was used to. I was quite surprised by the volume of traffic on the road, especially considering it was a Sunday afternoon. I passed the old Upper Corindi Public School. It was built in 1927 and closed in 1967 and now currently being used as a business office. To my right, what was once grazing land is now an extensive blueberry operation. Soon I was crossing the Corindi River and then a right into Duffus's Road. Shortly after turning off, the road goes to gravel, and then up the road a little bit, a short section of tar outside the people's house, which has always been like that, and then back to gravel again. It wasn't long after this that both the cameras conked out temporarily. The road was just like I remember it years ago, and so I climbed up the top of the hill and came down the other side. I couldn't believe my eyes. I saw bitumen, which led all the way up to the farm. This floodplain was just a bush track when we used it, and I can remember a few times that we got flooded in. It was like 5 foot deep, couldn't get through. We had to go out through the high road. At the top of the hill I came to a T intersection, and this was the start of what was our property in the past, and left onto Red Range Road. This used to be our packing shed and main entrance. Obviously it's not used anymore. The property is about 30 acres in all. Riding back along here brought back some great memories, from helping Dad build the original fence that still stands, to the clearing of the land and planting the trees, and starting off going around watering the trees with the truck, and then eventually having the dam put in and having the trees watered automatically. It was some great days. Now it was time to head back home. And finally back home. Thanks for watching.